Well, a special good afternoon to each and every one of you tuned in to the Dominica Football Association Facebook page. We are here at the DFA Technical Center for some under 15 action. My name is Cornell. I will be joined today by my good friend, Mr. Jordan Luke, who will be joining us shortly. For now, we're just getting ready for the kickoff between We United FC under 15 and the Pointe Michel FC under 15. Two very capable teams, so we're really expecting a good match this afternoon. The weather is really good, a good overcast over the pitch, so it should be really nice, cool grounds here at the DFA Technical Center. The Pointe Michel boys delivered a thrashing to the St. Paul Academy the last time we were here at the DFA Technical Center, passing 26 love. So we're hoping to see, remnants of that triumphant victory displayed here today against We United. But We United are coming with a fight. They are coming to, show their dominance as well. So we are expecting a very good match between these two young teams here for some under 15 action. So stay tuned, stick around. We'll be right back as we get ready for the teams to walk on to the pitch. Again, a blessed good afternoon to each and every one of you. So as you can see in the red and black, we have We United, and in the sportish blue and neon green, we have Pointe Michel FC. We have the man Denny Tit in the center, who's now going to do the coin toss so we can know who starts off the football match this afternoon. So the starting 11 for We United, we have Samuel Dura in the goal with Asaf Banes, Roslyn Kopel, Tyreek Loda, Malik Charles, Dylan John, Giovanni Frederick, Shukwa Gustav, Tishon Christmas, Vinny Daru, and Jashara Alexander. That's the starting 11 for We United, and the starting 11 for Pointe Michel is Malik Dupi in goal, Zyle Joseph, Malik Murphy, Elon Pascal, Amari Dupini, TJ Lewis, Sergio Renault, Kartik Prevo, Che Etienne, Sherwin Douglas, and Aden Louisi. That's the starting 11 for Pointe Michel. You see Pointe Michel trying to get early dominance of this football match. Early foul they called there by our man in the center, Denny Tit. So we have two really energetic teams here who are going to be looking to take control of this game at early segments. Nice ball into the box there from We United, but only to the head of a We United of a Pointe Michel defender. Nice bit of passes there by We United, but well taken care of by Elon Pascal. Well taken care of there by Elon Pascal. That ball was gliding its way onto the boots of a We United attacker. And it's the first corner of the game going to We United. Not so convincing delivery. Well taken care of by Pointe Michel, who now has the opportunity for a counter-attack. There goes Sergio Reno with the ball, gliding a beautiful pass there to the top of the 18-yard box. And the ball is still with Pointe Michel, but not enough done there to get a challenge into the goalkeeper. On a ball into the 18, but falls to no one and goes straight out for a keeper, Samuel Dura. Just having to, give out a goal kick there. Tackle.
Watch me.
Now we do see an aggressive bit of football being played by both teams. So we expect a nice bit of excitement. What a beautiful turn there. Beautiful turn there. He still goes. He's one of the danger men for Pointe Michel. So We United are going to have to look out for Che whenever he gets that ball into his feet. As well, captain number 10, Kartik Prevo. another one of those danger men on the under 15 side for Pointe Michel. And there goes Chaitan trying to get to that ball. Does he make it before the defender? And he gets a boot onto it, but not enough. But trouble in the box for We United. The defenders a little bit confused. And Che just moments away from putting a lot of pressure. And there goes Pointe Michel again. There goes the number 8, TJ Lewis with the ball, looking for Che. And not a convincing shot by Sherwin Douglas. Not a convincing enough shot by Sherwin Douglas.
Get that ball, press it,
And the referee says nothing.
Body land, pressure that ball, Dylan. Oh, to that ball. That's careless. Move up.
Adam Louis, he had an opportunity there, but it was well defended by United. There goes a ball onto the other side, but not enough.
Pressure the ball.
The Pointe Michel team has definitely had more strings of play compared to the We United under 15. So just a little bit more, I believe, and there might be an opportunity coming in the midst for the Pointe Michel FC side.
No, so yes, no, so yes,
Direct.
I'm telling you,
Direct. Why you stopping?
it's fully free. Or I don't want to invest on the walk for it. I will tumble. I don't know why you
And what a pass there by Che, trying to get it to Sherwin Douglas, but the referee, the linesman puts up his flag instantly for an offside. We United not capitalizing on that ball there. There goes Sherwin Douglas for another opportunity, but not enough. Nice bit of passes there by We United, who have an opportunity to get into the 18-yard box of Pointe Michel. And a shot coming off there by Vini Daru, but not enough venom and taken care of by the Pointe Michel defense. And there goes, tries to go Che again, but offside is the line. So just a little bit of, contact between Che Etienne and the defender for We United. Like I said earlier, Che is definitely going to be a danger man. He's definitely going to be one of the people that that we United are going to have to look out for. Like I said today, I'm not alone. I'm not by myself. I am, of course, with the trusted voice of a man that we all know and love, the man Jordan. Look, Jordan is laughing the jersey that I have won. I know that's what he's doing. He's laughing the jersey that I have won. I'll talk about that jersey a little later. For now, let me just allow Jordan to introduce himself. Go ahead, Jordan.
Good afternoon. As the dead ball is taken, lovely free ball and a good header taken on and a quick free ball attempted. The football seems very interesting this afternoon.
Definitely.
But again, it's a top of the table clash, first versus second. And these are two of the elite under 15 teams I can confidently say that we have in the league. Two teams filled with national team players, a national team that did very well. And the ball goes on the line very well to keep it in line inside. And again, good defending, not just to win the ball, but keep it in. And the ball is driven forward. Che Etienne, Kalik, Privo, very competent player. Finding his man, trying to get around there, but again, the level of the game is that you only have 1 or 2 touches.
That's right. It's a very quick match.
Yes.
A very quick match.
And that was a clear pull there by the number 8 in midfield, TJ Lewis. TJ, another national player.
Quite a number of national players between the two teams.
And mention in joining them in midfield in number 4 is the younger brother of Raheem Reno, who plays for DSFC.
Yes.
So it's good to see the football culture very alive and strong in Pointe Michel, and a good tackle going in there by young Reno, a very firm player.
The match started off, a nice bit of, of aggression between the both sides. Pointe Michel definitely trying to get that early dominance, especially after that match, versus St. Paul Academy, that 26 love that they distributed. Ooh.
That was a very firm, it was advanced. I think that was a fall on Chi. The defender was clearly in his back. However, the referee decided that was just some hard football. Again, this is for the level of the teams, that type of play is okay, but again, it was in the back, so I could still say it was a foul. But again, on the pass previously, that was a very intercepting, penetrating pass play there. Left me lost for words.
Yes, definitely.
And the ball cleared there.
Denny Tit, the man in the center, has made a few calls so far for the game.
I think he's been a referee who's done a few under 15 games.
Yes. And
sometimes it's leave me questioning what are we trying to develop at the under 15 level, because I think the referees more so should be protecting the players, not allowing too much physical and overly aggressive contact. I think the players should learn at this level to allow the ball to win the game and not the aggressiveness or physicality. So like plays like that are okay.
Definitely interesting take.
Fair play. The players those are moments of the game that they are going to use throughout their careers. But sometimes you can't just body your opponent, and learning at this level to just body your opponent as opposed to outplaying them and scoring many goals. It's a development for the players and what's best for them in the end. A bit of nonchalance in the midfield, costing United possession. And the referee sparing his blushes there with the foul for the high kick. The game has had a nice flow. Both teams seem to be in a good pace, in good form. However, you see, the players just need to keep their focus.
That's right. I think that's what is needed from these young players. Just a bit of focus, especially from the United side. They have had a few opportunities, especially from Vinny Darude, number 8. Ooh,
shot coming in there from Asaf, national team captain, United captain. There had been a lot of pressure on the Pointe Michel goal in the past few moments.
Yes.
United building up courageously and getting the ball in the box, putting the defenders under pressure.
Definitely.
But some good defending in pockets. Reno and some of his other teammates are really getting their bodies behind the ball, and so far it's been a good contest.
Pascal has really been a good sense of support for the defense for Pointe Michel. Whenever he's there, he's definitely one of those rocks in the defense.
Yes. Again, ball just got himself in a good position. TJ Lewis a bit nonchalant again. Needs to get on some focus, as a friend of mine would say, hop on some focus. And a very good job there by Asaf, splitting the defense and allowing his team to escape with the ball. Very good touch by the young man, playing the ball in quickly, making way for the shot, and it comes in. But easy for the keeper. Very nice shot there, applauded by his teammates.
But well stopped there by Malik though.
Yes, and again it just goes to show the vibrancy of We United. There is one pocket of supporters, and they are in fact We United supporters. They were very appreciative of that last effort on target. Again, the strength of our club is in its grassroots, and We United are really doing a good job.
Definitely.
However, it seemed a good play there. The number 8 had the opportunity to turn and get forward.
That's Shekwan Gustav. He's really put himself in quite a few promising positions. Vini Daru, yeah, he's really put himself in some really good positions for We United. He's had a few shots, not so convincing, but he's had a few pockets of spaces to really give in those shots there. So I hope he gets more opportunities at that.
Well, if the reputation of Kian Thomas and young Gasper, who scored the game-winning goal for We United over the weekend, if their records are anything to go by, tackle coming in there from Reno, but obviously not enough. And Pointe Michel getting forward with the ball, Prevo pushing the ball forward, Che telling on his man, crossing the ball around. Ooh, very good job there by the fullback.
Just a little bit more from Che, and that would have been trouble.
Yes, but I think you can't discredit the job of the left back. He did a very good job of getting his head in position. He saw the flight of the ball. They got in position early and headed the ball comfortably. And a nice play there. We United really the basics of the game, really showing forward here, and a good cut back there. And yes, had to be a foul. Very well worked there. But if you're lucky that a shot was not available, because the player seemed prepared to really put something on the target and give the goalkeeper something to worry about. Saying good afternoon again to all the We United family. Again, the building blocks they have put in place, you really see it growing. People like Michael Gasper and Lennon Barnes, founding players of the team, now coaching the under-15 team. So the club building in the right way, and I think a good example for other clubs to take note of. While we have the dead ball here, the player going over to
just change up. We have some boots being changed by the man who got the foul. That's Dylan John, I believe.
Yes, and then you also have, we have the setup for the free kick. Dangerous position there. It looks to be Roxon Cooper over that ball. Number 7.
Number 7, that's Shekwan Gustav.
Okay. Yes, young Gustav has really been a thorn in the side of his opponents.
And just a two-man wall in a very dangerous position.
Well, I guess they're playing for the rebound.
Ooh,
very good attempt.
Definitely one of those moments, Jordan.
Yes, the ball just dropping tantalizingly above the top of the roof of the net, just not dipping enough. But again, it's good to see that We United definitely seem to have the building blocks, the formation of some positions within a team. The fullbacks, Dale Dangoben and some of the young players we've seen here so far, centre midfield, especially in those attacking positions, based on the young players again in the game, and the foul, strange call there. The player who threw the tackle got the call.
Yeah.
However, I guess the referee saw that there might have been a push out.
Maybe.
At the end, the hand extended.
I think it must have been the second bit of contact.
Yes, because I did notice there was a bit of a push out from the United player. Again, Pascal with the ball, a very competent centre back, very confident on the ball,
and a good body build from a young age.
Yes, maybe needs some work on his actual striking ability. Sometimes he doesn't strike the ball as well as he could. And the ball cleared out.
And Dylan John there back in that ball there.
Next time.
And the ball played forward.
There.
Yes.
Still an opportunity for the legs of Pascal.
Getting into a teammates. But a final tackle coming in there. Pointe Michel tying up themselves. And the young man coming back and taking the shot. Ball pushed away. And
oh boy, and what beautiful football there.
On the line, but not over the line. Pointe Michel
What?
defending to the death. Very good job there.
Kudos going to Malik. Oh man, Malik Dupe with some lovely saves there, Jordan.
Yes, and on both sides of the ball, there was the saves being made. There was also the ball going over the head of the defender. Che in possession, getting around him easily, but the defender not giving up. Che is still going. But again, we United not giving him any chance for that favorite left foot Asaf, getting the ball away from him. Kalik put him under pressure, and Gustav unable to.
Before we go back to Malik's just show of strength there, there was nobody helping Che up on that front with the counter attack.
Yes, the players definitely don't seem to have the right off the ball anticipation. Some of the players are very stagnant, but a good ball played out there by Che. The man moving into space, taking a bit of time to control it, and he lays it back. TJ Lewis shaping up. And a good job there after the recovery and the ball driven out. Where United just getting a breath. The game moving at a really quick pace.
It definitely is. I always like when Pointe Michel plays because they move the ball really quickly. They move the ball really quickly whenever Pointe Michel plays. And now we have our first water break. We have our first hydration break as the sun is outside. Despite the overcast directly above the technical center, the sun is beaming down from the seaside, Jordan.
Yes, but I also think that just in general, the water breaks give a pause in the game, just in terms of the physiological benefits of the game. It allows the players to refresh. It allows the game to be played in quarters as opposed to two whole halves. There'll be more intensity in the later halves of the game. And it gives the players an opportunity to think while they're tired and not being overly exhausted. I mean, the conditions are hot. Players who get paid to play football get breaks in these conditions.
Yes, of course.
So I think it's very good to see that the boys are getting a chance. It's been a very good first half.
Definitely has been.
Both teams have been really trying to get themselves ahead. You had a really good chance for United. I mean, the goalkeeper made 2 saves. There was a goal line clearance.
And that's the thing. We kudos to not just to Malik, but also kudos to Zyle Joseph, who was there. He saw his keeper was down after he made that second save, and he did his work to ensure that, yes, my keeper is out of the box. I'm going to step in now.
And I also like the composure on the goal line. Like, the ball is going into the goal. Yeah,
he didn't rush in on it.
He didn't rush. He took his time. He got himself set up, and he cleared the ball properly. Yes. And I think, again, the building blocks of the Dominica Football Association seem to be very strong. I think with the recent success of our under 14 girls team,
yes,
the ceremony,
kudos to them.
Correct, to the coaching staff and everyone involved, but also to the under 15 team who recently had a very good show in themselves. I think a lot of the players here were part of that team, and you can see, from what I can see, I think it's basically an even split in terms of We United versus Pointe Michel and the players that they have. It's been a good game.
Do you think it's attributed to the new coach that the under 15 has?
I think it has more to do with the RTC. I think the coach provides structure. I think the higher level you get in coaching, the more you are able to structure the game easier, structure your sessions easier.
Yes.
However, the physicality and the physical development, the strength, the ability to play, that is based on the RTC program, which again, maybe the technical development could have been a little better, the ability to pass, the ability to tackle, things like what we are seeing now, the mental side of it, knowing to stay calm in a high pressure situation.
Yes.
Especially not with your teammates. I mean, your teammates are not the one you want to be
arguing with, yeah.
Exactly. A bit sad there. But again, it just gives us lessons to realize not just what we've done well, but where we can continue.
We can continue to grow, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very important to Jordan that, you know, to point out the investment that is being made within the under 15, within the structure of the under 15, because that is essentially the next level grassroots outside of the under 8s and the under 9s, yeah.
Correct. Well, I think under 15 is the end of grassroots football, because this is when you actually start playing competitions. Very good play there by the fullback. He seems a very good player. Tried the back heel there, but easily outplays his man and crosses the ball in. A bit unfortunate there. I think he didn't get enough support, and a beautiful takedown there. Etienne able to get away, and eventually gets away. However, a wall of United defenders tracking him back.
What was the reason for that pull back though, Jordan?
Well, I guess he just didn't have faith in his speed to get away. Prevost applying a lot of pressure. Gustav getting away from his third man and tries to lay that ball in there. The number 17 sleeping on him a bit. If he was a bit more alert, maybe a bit more lively in the center there.
Loader, that's Tyrese Loader.
Again, but these are the type of moments that the players have to learn from. You know, the ball is coming. Can I get myself in a position? How can I help my team? Took his time and really made a very good pass to find a teammate, which is laid off and then laid back. Some again good combination play from Pointe Michel. United,
yeah.
Yes, they really are good at playing together. But Pointe Michel is a really good defensive team. Ball given away there, and the shot taken. And goal! Beautiful shot they're taken.
What a beautiful
the number 9
goal
for
there.
United. Is that Roxon Coppell?
The beautiful goal there, that's Roxon Coppell. That's a lovely shot, well connected. Jordan, that is what you come to expect from these two teams. Jordan.
Yes, it was a really, really good attempt. I think you can't blame the
goalkeeper, Malik, because he made a really good stretch at it. It was just above him.
It was just a very good shot. Very well taken. Good technique.
Taking nothing away from the striker.
Very good shot. Again, one of the few times I think Pointe Michel let themselves down defensively. There wasn't really any pressure on the ball. Roxon was allowed to basically set himself and pick his corner. And pick his corner he did. And he put a lovely shot into the top corner, giving his team the lead. And 1-0 the score now. Chayton trying to get forward. Definitely seemed to be a foul. And then even the kick out after.
That should definitely be a card.
Yes, especially at this level.
This is where you teach.
These are the levels where the cards should be given out very frequently. I think at under 15 level, it should not be a problem for a game to finish at 9-9 because the only way to learn sometimes is to feel.
Yes,
and
indeed.
unless you learn that type of play is unacceptable by getting evicted, getting yellow cards, losing your participation bonus or whatever benefits your club has to you, 4 yellow cards, etc., then maybe change might take a little longer.
Definitely.
But the shot comes in.
Ooh. And just enough from Samuel Dura. Just enough from Samuel Dura to get that ball out. I was hoping that you'd have grabbed that ball, but I was hoping that you'd have gotten a hold of that ball much better. But it gives Pointe Michel their first corner of the match, Jordan.
Yes. And out of the hands of the keeper, but very good defending there. Ball comes to Gustav. Gustav plays the ball forward, and there are 2 players there. One leads it to the other, and the ball gets past his man, and he's driving forward. Can he get another goal on the board for United? He gets down there, and he places it into the corner, and he gets in the ball. Beautiful finish!
Beautiful finish by Vini Zaru there. Lovely bit of football, lovely bit of composure, just swinging that wrong. Malik Juppy.
Not really trying to power the ball into the goal.
No.
Almost gliding it into the post.
Finessing it, yes.
Yes, and just kissing it off the post. Beautiful goal. And again, the build-up, the communication, the unspoken communication. The striker had dropped deep, the winger had come in, but he saw the striker was there. So what did he do? He left it to him and made the run forward. First touch, get the ball in front of you. And that basically got him away. And a very rewarding scoreline here for United.
True love.
They defended well. They have attacked well when they have had the chance, and they've taken their chances. They've had a few chances, and they've taken them. I think Pointe Michel has not been as aggressive in the final third as we United have been. We United have really had a clear desire to get onto the goal. However, and then you have the pressure there getting into the heads of the Pointe Michel players.
We United kind of really stepping up the match there too. We United really stepping up the match as well.
Well, I think that is what the elite level requires. You have a top opponent on the ropes. What you have to do is you have to finish the game. It definitely seemed that could have been a foul there. No way of really winning the ball, just throwing a wild challenge at his opponent. Definitely should have been a caution.
I think both teams are expecting a little bit more from referee Tit at this point.
Very good job there by Zayel, getting around his man. And the cross comes in, too close to the goalkeeper. Keeper with a very unconventional technique there, gets out to his fullback. Again, the fullback seems very composed, the young man on the far side. I like the look of him a lot. Oh, very good job there. But again, stepping up and just playing that ball down into a dangerous area, forcing the Pointe Michel defense into an action there. And again, showing up to shepherd that ball out of bounds, taking the quick throw. Again, a lot to like about both teams. The players have a lot of the fundamentals, the intrinsics of the game, the soft skills of the game. They seem to have a very good foundation in number 4 for United. Let's just confirm his name. Give him a shout out because he's really had a good game so far.
Of course, that's Tishon Christmas, who's been having a really good game so far. Really kind of, doctoring his part of the game.
Yes, I think he's been a very solid block. Pushing the back there, could have been called right in front of the linesman. A bit disappointing that he didn't see that. Bit of a loose pass there by Prevo. We're United. A lot of men are close around the ball, which is, you could say, a relationist tactic, new style of football, taking over the global scene, where you have a lot of players and then the big switch. However, the switch just didn't come. Gustav taking on Zayel there. Reno.
That's a pretty good tackle there. Of course, that's a pretty good tackle there.
Yes, Reno, a player with some really good tackling technique. He really likes to get down and leave a little bit on his opponent. Very good challenge there. Clean challenge all the way.
Definitely a good tackle there by Sergio Reno.
Yes, Sergio Reno definitely seems to be a tough tackling marshal of the future. Man, maybe a bit more composure, maybe a bit more development of his interplay on the ball, because again, if you're going to play in those close positions, you have to be able to move the ball quickly. Just a quick stoppage in play there. Seems like there is an issue with one of the players.
And again, Jordan, I wanna say kudos to the staff of both teams, because you've made mention of it a few times. The football is in a good place if this is the quality of football that we see at our under 15 level. Lot of room for improvement, but this is definitely a good start.
Yes, and we seem to have some special guests. Seems that the members of the under 14 women's team are here to give us a shout. But the game has gotten back on the way rather quickly, and Coppell, the second goal scorer, doing a very good job of finding the man, and he's driving into space, playing that ball in, a touch there. Zayel in a very good position to clear that ball away, partially at least, and his teammate getting out there and winning back possession and getting the ball out. Very good job there by the young man. Number 17 allowed to turn for one of the few times and gets, almost, but again, Tyreek there in a very Christmas, doing a good job. Wide open on the far post is Gustav. Gustav steps back, gets around his man, and takes the shot. There definitely seems to be a deflection, and the corner is the decision. Very good job there by
Gustav. Did a really good job there to really gain back control of that opportunity, because he was in a rather tricky position. But he did a very good job there to really gain back possession there.
What I really like, again, what I can say I really like about the United team, I like their composure. They take their time. When they have time and they have space, they use it. They don't rush the game, they don't rush and force the point. They have time, they have space, they're patient, line up their shots and use good technique, which is most important. They have very good technique.
Yes, right.
Corner coming in, another nice flighted ball. Players tying up themselves there.
And a shot allowed.
A bit disappointing there, the end result.
I was expecting a goal at that juncture. I really was. I don't think Pointe Michel are expecting to be in this situation in the first half.
Well, again, it just speaks to the level after, because you have to get to that peak physical level, which I think both teams are. Then it's the mental that comes in after. Half time. A bit of intensive play at the end for United. United all the way to the end of the first half, really applying pressure on the opponents, not really giving them an opportunity and giving them a real workout there. A bit of a surprise, not really expecting Pointe Michel to be outclassed in the end by the scoreline. However, the performance was very well balanced. I think it was a good performance overall. Both teams did a very good job, and in the end, a fair result. So we're going to take a quick break at the intermission, and we will be back shortly.
So of course we have goals there from Runsel Kopel and Vince, not Vinny but Vince Daru there, making it 2-0 to we United at the half against the Pointe Michel side. So right now we just gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
And we are back. We are back here for the second half of action between Pointe Michel and We United. We United and Pointe Michel. And we will be at Tridia. We have the under 15 women's team training.
Senior national team, but they're just being asked to give us a pause because the game is about to resume, and their jogging would have been a bit distracting. Definitely would have.
Especially to the age group on display, not to put the guys in a
uncomfortable position.
Very good. You know, you have to protect the children, and a very good job there of the ladies warming up down the tunnel. Definitely. It's all going on here at Stock Farm. And the game is off. Pointe Michel on the ball. Lewis found by Prevo playing the ball out wide. And We United putting a lot of pressure on the ball early. And actually, an errant pass there. It would have gone straight to the player, but there were 3 players in between. And the ball pushed into the middle there to the goal scorer, Darrow. And it's laid off there. Again, they're able to get away. And the ball given away again by Pointe Michel.
Dylan John there. Very uncomfortable clearance there. Pointe Michel will definitely look to equalize this game at the early stages.
Well, first things first, before they can equalize, they need to get themselves on the board.
Yes.
And Roxanne Coppel there clearing that authoritatively, not really giving any space or leaving any doubt to Che Etienne, a very dangerous character. He will know that from his time at the national team.
So Che will definitely be. We made mention of Che's name earlier in the game, so we're hoping that, you know, after the halftime talk, that he will definitely be more of a force in this half.
I would like to see his teammates get a little closer to him. He had to fight there to get that ball, and found the teammates, and eventually the player goes down from the challenge. I think it was from the initial contact, the same contact. Deemed not to be a foul, but serious enough to require medical attention. So again, I think that's a bit of an inconsistency for an under 15 league. In the first division, that's good hard play. At under 15, that's a foul. That's a foul. So again, I just would like to see.
But again, Jordan, you know, looking at some of the teams that we've seen playing in the Caribbean leagues, whenever our national team travels, a lot of aggression is shown by the other teams. Do you think there should be a balance, you know, when it comes to the officials here?
Well, I think it depends on the standard of your league. If you're working with elite players, like you have a league of 10 teams of this caliber, then you operate an elite league for that age group. But this is not an elite league. This is a development league for the entire country. You understand? There are players of mixed ability levels within each team. So again, I think whilst you should allow the players to play strong, you should also try to protect the players.
And referee Danny Tidd being called to the side.
I don't think the player who went off actually gave any notice. He just came back onto the field. That I think that's a yellow card offense, coming back onto the field without letting the referees know. So definitely something needs to be done with the player who I think just came onto the field. Referee just going over to the player. He's very lucky he did not get he didn't get back. He didn't touch the ball. Then
he came back in, yeah?
Serious trouble. Maybe now he just has to go off and just a talking to. Just
that's number 4, the Tishon Christmas for We United.
Yes, the fullback who was having a very good game. I think again just a warning, letting him know that he has to regain permission before he comes on. The player had already moving on. Norringham was done. He didn't touch the ball or anything like that. And there he is, a very good toucher. The goal for the first goal for Grimsby Town against Manchester United. That was a very good touch. He replicated that there very well. And the ball comes in, touch taken there, and it's laid off. Oh, one pass too many. Tried to get around his man, but the Pointe Michel defense is there in the end. And We United composed on the ball again, finding the teammate, Coppel, trying to get around, and the ball played in there firmly. Maybe the player could have put his body behind the ball to control the ball first and then try to move.
Definitely a firm pass there from Malik Charles. Yeah.
Well, it had to be a firm pass. He had to get it there because there were defenders in and around. So he really had to get that ball there to try to give his teammates some time and space. His teammate should have done a better job of his receipt of the ball. Get your body behind the ball and at least try to stop it in front of you. Again, learning tips for the players. These are young players. It's not highlighting their errors to belittle them or to
That's right.
them.
That's right.
It's to help their development. At least if they know what they need to do better. And a beautiful pass there, lobbed over the top by Kopel to Gustav, brings him all the way down in the corner. Reno in close man. However, he easily gets around in one. The ball comes in, trying to find his teammate. However, it has to be cleared out by Lewis for a corner.
Good positioning there by Lewis. Very good positioning there by Lewis.
I think he's a very good prospect as well. A good prospective midfielder in the sense of he could develop into a good all-around midfielder who can play any of the 6-3 positions. He could be a very good box-to-box, or he could be a very, very good 6, which is a position that we don't really have. And the ball initially stopped by Reno and then stopped again by Pascal.
Again, Jordan, I want to say, Jordan, that, you know, if this is the quality of football that we have at the under 15 level, it's not in a bad place. Football is not in a bad place, you know.
Again, very good job there by TJ Lewis, getting himself into a good position and really getting the ball out early. Really being a defensive rock for his team. Che not really getting any support from Zahel there, but now the ball comes to Khalid Prevost and he's taking his time to get around his man, making sure he's in possession of the ball. Tries to push the ball forward to Prevost, but Kopel gives it back to Prevost, apparently, while his teammate not really alert aware of the ball and the fact that it was coming. Etienne on the ball.
Oh boy, and that's definitely a card infringement, definitely a card warranting infringement. And we see the I'm not sure what card he's receiving.
Did the referee give the card?
I'm not sure.
I've seen him taking notes, but I'm not seeing him. He hasn't issued the card as yet.
So he's calling Che back right now.
Well, he didn't. He was taking his notes, and now he's issuing the card. Yellow card there to Che Etienne. Just being patient with the overall, event.
Yes.
Taking his time, making sure the player got the treatment that he needed, documenting the offense first, and then in the end issuing the card to Mr. Etienne, young Etienne. Not really having the best of games.
Definitely not.
Thus far, but he's also been very isolated. His other forwards have not really gotten in the game. They've been there around the game, but they've not really been there.
Early the segmented Pointe Michel team, no. You know, they're not playing like a team.
Well, again, that is why at this level, there are very key building blocks you have to focus on. Can they play as a team? Can they win as a team? Can they fight as a team? Can they struggle as a team? You know, these are the things that they have to work on. And it's whilst it may be a difficult game, good touch there, and not brave enough giving away the ball.
Dylan John on the ball there.
Very good defending there, engaging early, not really giving his man any free space. Quick throw and taken there.
But a fall throw by Dylan John.
Better. However, again, the game being played at a good pace. First and foremost, I think the game is really being played at a good pace. And as you said, the future of Dominican football is in good hands.
It definitely is.
I think we just need to improve our technical focus. Maybe change our methods a bit, get a bit more modern in terms of technical work. And that's a very good touch
beautiful turn there indeed.
Getting away from Reno and lining up the shot, going for the top corner and just rising a bit too much there with the shot. Maybe if he had kept his leg down a bit. And again, technically, the toe pointing down.
Yes.
Very, very good technique on the shot. So again, I think what I've been most impressed with by all of the players is the technique when executing the skills. They've been very precise. They've shown a very high
Beautiful
level.
turn there. Definitely a beautiful turn there by
Yes,
Gustav.
and even with the first ball
The
by
first
Daru,
touch, yeah.
to gain possession for his team, you know, and errant header there by Zaya, only finding a United player. Kopel driving the ball forward. Ball goes back to Kopel. Kopel trying to get around Prevo and plays the ball back to his defense. A touch. Very good football there by We United. Players really moving the ball around, and offside there on the far side by Gustav. Gustav not being turned on, not being aware.
I think Gustav has an opportunity to. He's gonna get himself in a good position, and I think he may walk away with a goal today.
Yes, but he reminds me a bit of Kopel, number 7 for We United senior team. Yeah. Like sometimes he's there, but sometimes he makes some poor decisions. But Checo Etienne making some very good ones and getting away 1-2, and eventually brought down there, and a clear yellow card there for the We United defender. Che Etienne had them in the blender, in the mixer, and in the food processor at the same time. You know, he had a lot of players fumbling over themselves there, and eventually had to get pulled down to bring that attack to an end.
That's Alexander receiving that. Joshuan Alexander receiving that yellow card there for We United.
Well, I can be very honest with you. I am only going to say Alexander because it's
a mouthful of a name.
Mouthful, tongue twister, earful, even my eyes hurting, man. You know, it's very difficult. So we're just going to go with Alexander. Alexander, a bit desperate. Etienne was really getting away from him. Could really want to give up that lead. Yes, it might be disappointing to be in the referee's notebook. However, it's good to be able to defend your goal and not give up a goal. Shot taken there.
And numbers there by the United defense, Jordan. Not a window of opportunity for Pointe Michel. Well defended.
A very compact block of 9 players there, 8 outfield players and the goalkeeper.
Yes.
All inside the 18-yard box. Very compact bit of work there. Not really giving any chance. And the ball comes in just over the head of Pascal. Pascal unable to get onto it.
Making a big run there.
However, eventually a good job there of clearing the ball out, but the push out there very not appreciated by.
This is where we expect the referee to really step in and to get control of the game.
And that is a look at, and then he's still answering the referee. You know, he's still not being respectful, and then I think that is one of the things that the players have to understand. You know, that you have to maintain your discipline. I think that is something that's something he needs to keep a handle on. He's a top player, but losing your head in the game makes you a useless player.
That's right.
You're not guaranteed, especially as a defender. If you can't keep your head in the game, then you're not guaranteed to finish 90 minutes, and then you're a bonus to the opposing team. So definitely something he has to work on in his future development. Just being able to keep his head on, because he's a very good player. He's a very, very good player. He has a lot of good technical attributes to keep his head. And the ball comes in there and easily headed out there by Daru.
Not a convincing enough cross there by Che Etienne.
But a very good clearance there by Daru, who found Gustav. Gustav trying to find him, however, unable to.
I think Denny Tit needs to, really get a grasp back to this game before it gets a little out of hand. The young fellas, you don't want to have any, misunderstandings between them.
Very good job there, winning the ball and put the ball, push forward there. Reno all the way back there, not even sure where he came from. The linesman wasn't even aware. that he was not in play. And the ball going in there, TJ making the run. And the tackle coming in, however, TJ escaping with the ball, taking his man on, making a few feints, and getting the ball back to Prevo. But Dario in a very good position there, recovering and clearing that ball eventually for United. Gustav, and that ball played beautifully, taking 3 men out of the play. And instead of going around the goalkeeper, he took the shot, and the goalkeeper scrambling. However, the young man knowing he was a bit too far out, and the ball coming in there. Reno with the clearance. And United just unable to keep the ball there. Very good job there on United. They really have targeted the number 17. They know he's a dangerous player, but they really haven't given him any chance to turn whatsoever. As every time he gets the ball, they are very quick to shut him down. Pointe Michel on the ball, just taking some time. Loose pass there in the middle by TJ Lewis, and Cooper pushing the ball deep down the line, and a lot of pressure there. Corner there is the signal. Very good job there, very good job on the far side. The player getting all the way down, putting his opponent under a lot of pressure, not really giving him any free time on the ball, and eventually forcing him into an error. Corner comes all the way across, and Issa fighting his way there. However, Pascal really puts it clear in that partially. Gustav, Kopel, and the block eventually made there.
That was a venomous shot. I don't think the goalkeeper would have had any chance of saving that, Jordan, if that was heading towards the goal.
No, if it had actually got it. Again, very good technique by Roxon Kopel. Again, one of the players in this tournament that I really have a hope for. I think in the under 15 team, he was one of the players who really impressed me. I think he just got a bit too much, and then you just have him putting his hand on the ball, a bit of frustration, I think, with his own bit of slack play.
Yeah, yellow card there for Roxon Kopel.
Again, the commentators, Chris, well, just as we were saying, that,
yes.
I admire his work. He goes ahead and handles the ball.
I think if the players go back to looking at the matches and they pay attention to the commentary, they'll say, "Oh my God, man, this guy had it coming for me."
Just jinx me.
Jinx me, man. Pascal looking to deep that into the 18-yard box.
Falling just out, and Asaf demanding he get his head on the ball there. And a very good play there by the centre forward, getting all the way across and trying to play that into a dangerous position. And the fullback just doing the sensible thing and just playing that ball out of bounds.
I think John is tired at this point. I think Dylan John is tired now. I think it would be a good decision to sub him, to make that sub. He has played his part. We have a few tired legs. This is now the opportunity to make the subs. You're about 20 minutes into the second half.
Yes, just about 20 minutes gone. We're having the second cooling break, of the second half. And I think, again, maybe a break, a pause. Some of the players really have put out a very, very good shift.
Yes.
But for teams like United, I think this is where now the development aspect of the game needs to remain important. Can we allow all the players to play? How can we let more players play while maintaining our ambition of winning the game?
Right.
There you are. I see. It's been a sacrifice for Roxon Kopel playing in midfield as opposed to in the right or left wing positions he normally takes up. But I think he's had a very good game.
Definitely has.
Really commanded the middle of the park. I think that might be a position. Just moving forward, he may want to seriously consider adopting. That deep line defensive midfield pivot.
That CDM box to box type of play.
Ala Harris.
Yes.
Or it's not Harris. It's, I keep forgetting his government's initials. for We United, Leon Edwards.
Right.
Leon is a young player who puts in a lot of fight, but also gets back and forth in the game, gets forward, gets back. There's a lot of motion, and Roxton does have the abilities, but he has a little more composure than Leon has, and a bit more quality on the ball, it must be said. And I think he could be a very good contender in that We United midfield moving forward. However, wherever he does show up on the field, I think he'll be a welcome addition. We see making the makings of another good young player, a la Alison Gasper. So again, We United doing a good job.
And as you talk about makings of a good player, you know, we can't leave out of the conversation Che Etienne for Pointe Michel, who has done a really good job in the first half. I haven't seen him much for the second half, but in the first half he had really good opportunities, putting himself in places. I think that the fact that his teammates were not really giving him support in that first half, I'm not sure if it put a damper on his performance now in the second half. As we come up to about 60 minutes into the game, we are not really seeing him. You know, we're not really seeing him. We're not feeling his presence.
Well, I think it's not just him. I think it's all the Pointe Michel players. Carlick Prévost has also gone missing. TJ has only been seen in defensive situations. I think the team in general has just faded away. I think the way the second half started, We United increased the pressure that they were putting on their opponents, and Pointe Michel just were not able to keep up with it. In the end, however, they really gained their footing since the second goal has gone in. I know you have TJ getting himself forward for a layoff from Carlick Prévost, but Carlick doesn't come to join him. And again, TJ all the way on his own, leaving something on his opponent. Definitely something I think the referee has to.
Another thing, as a coach, if you go back to watch the match and you see this movement of the ball, you see three attackers coming in, one your midfielder coming in slowly, and the rest of your midfield in the back on top of the defense. There's no forward movement, there's no team movement, and that's one of the things when you talk about development and growth.
Even right now, okay, the ball is on the far side. There you have the players on the ball. Away from the ball, there's a player who has not moved. He's still walking, you know, and there are three phases, there are three parts to the game. There is on the ball, all around the ball,
yeah,
on the ball, and away from the ball. So on the ball is the two players that would be involved in the action. Around the ball, the players just away, and away from the ball are the players further out. Everybody needs to be moving in sync. But some very good defending there by Asaf, putting his man under pressure, getting the ball out, and getting behind the defense here. And it's a breakaway for We United. Can they make a good save there by the keeper? Ball chipped in and cleared off the line again. Handball or some sort of infraction.
An offside flag went up there.
Well, he's actually pointing for a foul. Because he called a foul, but then the referee seemed to be saying offside. But the ball played in there by Prévost. Prévost coming to life in the game. There's some small going in, very good defending there. And the ball goes out for a goal kick.
Referee, what? Referee, what? Nick, why do that for? Why do that for? Why cross back the ball, my brother?
The thing about what's happening now, Jordan, as a referee, you lose control of your game early, and this begins to happen. You know, you start to have back chat coming from the bench, from managers and from coaches. You know, the players are now looking at you. You know, are you going to make the right decisions?
Because then, if we have to go back and you have to look at the play, right? The linesman put his flag up. He didn't shake it. He put his flag straight up. That either means the ball has gone out or offside. Then he pointed left, indicating a direction, which means a foul, because goal kick and offside do not have a directional. The linesman goes straight forward. He doesn't pick a side for goal kick or offside. So from the signals given by the referees, it was a bit confusing, but the game is back on the way. When We United getting the ball out from the pressure being placed on them. Firm challenge going in there by Reno. However, We United back in possession. Competent pass into the midfield. Player stepping in, can get away from Prévost, and Prevost there again to get the ball away from Christmas, turning in and eventually playing the easy pass to Lewis. Lewis in tons of space, trying to play the ball forward to Etienne. However, his defender in a very good position to shield the ball out.
Well defended there. Well defended there. United have definitely done a good job at keeping a firm grip to their lead, and you can see that in the way that their defense have been displaying.
But a very good play there by Prevost, creating the space there for his teammate. Zael just a bit too tentative on the ball, a bit too casual, and definitely not at Poirier right now. You have stuck from technical complex, you need to be a bit more firm on the ball.
Especially his size. His size called for more of that, And you see that ball being kicked away there.
Well, I think the referee let the game play, and then after you let the game go all that way, but then Reno definitely has gotten himself a well-deserved delinquency yellow card, gotten his name taken, and then again the referee saying, you've been constantly pushing my buttons. You were over there, every time you're kicking the ball away. Let me see your number, and turn around, let me issue you a yellow card for Serge Reno. Unwarranted, especially as his team is under so much pressure.
Again, two people are responsible for the development of football in this particular situation: the referee and the management.
The
referee and the management. How you conversate, how you communicate with your team off the field, very important. The referee, how you control the game, very important.
Well, and I think whilst I don't mind if I see new referees, like the referee on the far side, definitely seems to be a new official, but the ball comes in, beautiful touch there, gets around his defender, and foul given there to the defender. Definitely felt that was a foul.
I saw the push-off. It's what seemed to be a push-off against Dylan John there, the number 20 for We United. I think it's time for John to be subbed.
Yeah, he seems
with tired legs for sure.
Kick it outside!
And the ball is played, and eventually instead of going out, Gustav has a breakaway. And instead of shooting, he tries to cut back the ball. The best way to put the ball out would have been to take the shot, and the ball kicked all the way out to the side there.
Chan kicking that ball up there. Our cameraman looking at me in the eyes. We had a bit of a conversation prior to the start of the match, and both of us would have ended up losing big if we had gone with our initial decisions for how this match would have gone. Yeah.
I must say though, I can see that the ladies are training very vigorously in the stands. They seem to be on a strength and conditioning workout.
Yes.
However, it's interesting. I wonder how far away the tournament is.
I think it's September and October.
Well, I think this is a very good way to begin the training. Develop some strength into those weak legs.
Yes.
And those unathletic legs. Some of the knees shaking there, and the ball is in play. Back on the field. We're not in the stands. Back on the field. And Zael trying to get the ball away from Christmas, but again, they get their way on.
Yes.
Jordan, you're trying to get me cancelled. They're trying to get me cancelled, but the football action is pretty much still alive here at the DFA Technical Center. For those of you joining us, right now we have Pointe Michel FC in the blue and neon green, who are now currently down to We United FC, who are in the red and black jerseys.
Preview on the ball, driving forward. Lewis trying to turn on his man. However, very firm challenge here. And the referee just noticing the two players getting tangled. Again, you see tempers will flare when the game is not under control, when players do not feel the game is under control. But in the last few moments, Prevo just getting back into the game, you know, trying to get his team back in line. And there you have Lewis sliding and giving up possession on the ball, cleared there by Roxon Copel and headed out there. And it will be a throw-in to United.
Jordan, I think tempers is what we're trying to avoid being flared up right now, Jordan. We don't want tempers being flared. Despite the age, it is boys that are playing, and boys are a little closer to the blood.
The ball played out wide there. Go! And gets around his man. Gets around the second man. Driving inside and takes a shot and beautiful save. Wonderful touch save there by the goalkeeper. Using every inch of his length. Getting that ball over the top.
Definitely, Malik definitely has been put to work today. He has, despite the scoreline, he has made some pretty impressive saves.
I must say I'm impressed. And then what I really like about him, he's a big goalkeeper.
Yes.
You know, and big goalkeepers tend to have a more prosperous career just because of their size. They tend to get in positions and get in angles and stop balls that unfortunately their smaller counterparts just have a little more trouble with. Corner comes in from Gustav, a bit flat there, but it gets in and eventually cleared by committee there by Pointe Michel. Headed by Christmas back into the mixer. Played by Christmas, but not very well. And Lewis has the ball and is going forward. A block made there.
Again, Jordan, I'm concerned as to why Dylan is still on the field.
Well, again,
you can see the obvious tired legs. And there goes chase it and the flag stays down.
Good job there. And a very good ball played in behind there. Offside the call there. Oh. Seems close there. A very tight call there on the line.
Definitely a tight call there on the line.
But the referee was very early and very quick to signal that once the player
they allowed it to play a bit. They allowed it to play off a bit.
So it's really when that ball had come over the top initially. Whilst the player was in an offside position, it was not offside of an offense until he actually got involved in play.
Definitely.
Che Etienne, offside taken very early as he was the only Pointe Michel player in the vicinity of that ball there. And a very early call taken by the assistants on the far side. Very difficult.
Definitely.
I've always said when you have to work a 4 o'clock game, you see right now when the sun is setting on the fence, very, very difficult to see. So kudos to him on being alert. You can see his hands in his eyes, trying to get himself sorted. Good control. Well, a good attempt made there by Renault to control the ball away from danger.
Yes.
However, he wasn't able to keep the ball away from danger and lets it out over the touchline for a throw-in.
So coming up.
Throw-in taken. But it's been moved on by committee here for United. Partially cleared. And the man slips Prevo on the ball. Tries to find Etienne. Etienne is able to turn. taking on his man. However, Christmas is jogging back to support.
So coming on, Jordan, to the business end of things, where we will soon be, questioned as per the man of the match. I would have to give my man of the match performance today to Dylan John, who I believe is getting a sub right now. He's done a really good job on the pitch today. He's gotten into some really dangerous positions.
Yes, I think Dylan has had a good game. However, I think my shot would definitely go to Roxon Coppell for being that one, making the sacrifice of not playing his natural position.
Yeah. 2,
really commanding the game, keeping the game under pressure, and then 3, settling the game and scoring that all-important second goal for his team. So I would definitely say Roxon Coppell would be my choice for man of the match, and it really well deserved. It must be added.
So then we'll go with that, Jordan. Definitely, I cannot take that away from Roxon Coppell, the number 9 for We United, the second goal scorer, really putting in the work today, really giving that bit of strength to his team where it's needed today. So if the game continues as is with the 2 loves that we stand, Roxon Coppell, the number 9 for We United, will definitely be given the man of the match.
Yes, and again, even while we were singing his praises, he had brought the ball under control and was driving out of defense for his team, getting them out of a dangerous position and forcing the referee to call an advantage eventually. And we have the foul there. Eventually, Roxon standing over it, looking to play that ball deep. Just making sure that the referee said he could go ahead.
Yes.
And the ball is driven in. Finds a teammate wide open. However, the little man is unable to keep it under control. Pointe Michel are almost able to turn.
Directly in front of the referee there.
The ball, he used the ball to control his hand.
Go pass it short, go long. What you see? Right side.
And a ball into the 18.
Very good job by Pascal. Definitely a foul there.
Pegs in the air.
Prevo declare favorite for that ball, and the goalkeeper just making a very dangerous tackle there.
You mean Vince Daru, the attacker for We United, making a pretty dangerous tackle.
Roxon, you walk in for the ball back. I tell you 6.
But again, it's a credit to the coaches. Even after man of the match performance, his coaches are still not letting him rest on his laurels, letting them know that the game is not over. There's still a lot to fight for, and that we have to see it out to the end. Good job there by We United, probably guaranteeing themselves the championship. A very good performance by the We United FC.
Top of the table performance, indeed.
I definitely think if you're going to win a league against another top team, that is the type of performance that is required, and
yes.
A very, very good performance overall by We United. And I must say, a good job, very good job.
Kudos to them, kudos to Yvette Laura and the management staff of We United. Kudos to Lennon Banis and the coaching staff.
Michael Gasper
and the rest of the staff over there. Shout out to them for doing a pretty good job to keeping that team, well gelled together.
Focused, yes.
And focused. Definitely.
Even to the dying moments of the game, keeping them honest, keeping them focused, and in the end, getting a victory. So, for myself, Jordan Luke, Cornell,
2 love, We United versus Pointe Michel FC, under 15 action.
Roxon Coppell, man of the match. It's been a good game.